Ring of Honor had their 11th anniversary iPPV this weekend, and I did not get to catch it at night. I got to watch it the next day, and I actually, from what I saw, I have really no complaints, but a very small one. Here's the quick results for anybody that didn't get to catch the show, because I'm not going to tell you exactly everything that went on, because I'd rather for you to watch it for yourselves. ACH, if you guys didn't know, he's been signed by Ring of Honor. He defeated QT Marshall, Silas Young, Mike Sydal, yes, him, the guy with tattoos and curly hair, yes, Adam Page, and Tadarius Thomas in a six-man Mayhem match. Steve Corino and Jimmy Jacobs defeated Cedric Alexander and Caprice Coleman. BJ Whitmer defeated Charlie Haas in a no holds barred match. I kind of liked that match. It wasn't too bad, but I don't want to see it again.
It wasn't bad. No.
I don't want to see it again.
No.
The American Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards defeated Forever Hooligans. If you guys don't know who that is, that's Rocky Romero and Alex Kozlov. Michael Elgin defeated Roderick Strong. Matt Taven defeated Adam Cole to become the new Ring of Honor television champion. I kind of like that. And I don't know why.
It was unexpected. It was so unexpected, and that's the thing that I liked about it. Because they needed to give Matt Taven a bigger push besides just having him sign with Truth Martini, and have him be the one completely unexpected to take the belt off of Adam Cole when Adam Cole was embroiled in this huge feud with Matt Hardy, or the Icon Matt Hardy, or the Living Legend Matt Hardy, or the, I don't know what he's calling himself, this Tuesday Night Matt Hardy.
Yeah, I brought that up to you last night when we were talking. Matt Hardy, before we even get to, he's going by the Icon. And I said, somebody's going to have an issue with this. He's the Icon, Sting's the Icon. What?
I mean,
I just can't take. But you know what? I noticed in Ring of Honor now, everybody has a fucking nickname. Davey Richards, when he was on his own, he was the American Wolf. It was no American Wolves. He was the American Wolf. Charlie Haas is the Outlaw. Everybody had a nickname.
When did he become an outlaw?
I have no idea, but this is like, when was this? Remember when they decided to team him and Rhett Titus up together? They made him an outlaw, and they made him an outlaw, and I was kind of confused by that. And then it was like everybody had a nickname. I even believe Kyle O'Reilly had a nickname. But anyways, the rest of the results: Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly defeated the Briscoes to become the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. And with this, do you think this is Ring of Honor finally saying, we like the Briscoes, we know they're over, but there's time to give a new team a shot?
They need to. Like, I don't know what they can actually do with the Briscoes, because, I mean, they've been heels, they've been faces, everybody loves them. They're just kind of like that established tag team that you only need to bring out every so often, unless you can find something super intriguing for them to do. But at this point in the Briscoes' careers, what more can you do to elevate their already established career? And they need to put the belts on somebody else, because in my opinion, they should have put it on Caprice Coleman and Cedric Alexander before they put it on the Briscoes again. You
know what? Caprice Coleman and Cedric Alexander, I mean, the first time I seen them was Ring of Honor's show that they had in Richmond back in 2011. This was maybe about, I want to say this was either September or November. I want to say, because I wanted to go. And I was planning on going to that one before I went to the Baltimore tapings, their first tapings in January of 2012. I wanted to go to that show. And I remember watching the show, and I was like, I don't know these guys. I've never seen them before, but I really like them. And then when I got to see them in person, I was just like, I need them to be in the tag team title run. And, it was something different, but for some reason, they never seemed to grasp the titles. They were feuding with Scum, and apparently still are. And then, they brought in the other teams. They brought in the Bravados for like 2 matches and then shipped them back to Japan. And the last
Okay,
time they appeared on TV, they were kind of like working as faces, and I was confused by that. Like, what?
yeah, the Bravados, they were a heel tag team all this time, and then they went to Japan, and they came back, and they were getting all this love as a
Yeah.
face tag team. And I mean, I guess it might somehow work for the Bravados, but
Hmm.
then we didn't see them, and then they had a tag team match against the American Wolves, Scum, and Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly in a survival of the fittest match, or whatever Ring of Honor was calling it, tag team
Hmm.
mayhem elimination match.
Yeah.
And the Bravados came out there first and wrestled the American Wolves, and they were the first team taken out. So I don't, and they're going back to, and they're already back in Japan. So like they come in, they wrestle like two matches, and then they go back to Japan. But they're one of those tag teams that I never see them actually putting the belts on.
Oh no, I never see them getting the belts. I honestly don't. But it's kind of like they know what to do with some of their tag teams, and then they don't. And um, your co-host from SmackDown Rundown, Nick, is confused in the chat room because he's saying, "Oh, I didn't even know Kyle O'Reilly had found a tag team partner." And then before that, he asked Bobby Fish, "Was Davy's partner too?" Question mark. Before or after Kyle? From what I remember from television, because I've stopped watching their television for a while because it was just a lot of it was kind of confusing. And
Hmm.
from what I remember, Kyle O'Reilly and Davey, their bromance broke up. Okay, they had
Yeah,
a falling out, and then Bobby Fish shows up and he's teaming with Davey or something like that, right? And then he turns on Davey because Bobby Fish and Eddie Edwards have history, and he turns on Davey and joins Kyle O'Reilly, and that's what started this whole thing. This is what kicked it off, and this is what reunited the American Wolves. So yeah, it's a
yeah,
little.
because he came in and he had a match with Davey, and then Kyle O'Reilly showed up and they laid out Davey, and he was talking about how, oh, Eddie can't stand you. Eddie's in Japan. He talks so much crap about you, blah, blah, blah. You'll never have a tag team partner. Then he showed up, then they had a tag team match, and then now Bobby and Kyle are feuding with Eddie and Davey, but they're not feuding with each other because they hardly ever have matches with one another.
Yeah, I don't know, but I kind of like that they are the new tag team champions. A lot of people were in uproar, as as you could expect, with Ring of Honor about the situation, and I said, it's a step in a different direction because I like the Briscoes, I really do, but
Hmm.
it's kind of like, I hate to say it, but they're kind of in John Cena territory for me. Like, they always are the tag team champions. They put the belts on Scum, a few months ago. They put the belts on Scum, which I thought was fine to keep the belts on them since they are the heels. And then they gave it to the
Exactly.
Briscoes. And then now the Briscoes had traded the belts to Red Dragon, and it's like, wait, so I don't know. This
It,
is the Briscoes with knife reign, I
that
want to say.
the reign that they just ended was their eighth reign, but if their title reign kind of felt like they wanted to put it on another heel tag team, so they had to put
Hmm.
it on a face tag team in the meantime. So they just said, okay, the Briscoes. Everybody loves the Briscoes. It's
Yeah.
not going to hurt them if they lose because they're in, like you said, they're in that territory where whether they have the title or they don't have the title, they're over as a heel or as a face. They don't need a title to get them heat or get them cheers from the crowd because they're so doggone crazy that people like them.
And I mean, they've been there since the beginning. I understand it. They've been there since the very
Mm.
beginning. And I guess that they wanted, because if you look at the roster, um, the Briscoes, Steve Corino, Jacobs, and BJ Whitmer, Rhett Titus, and it's very few guys that's been with Ring of Honor this whole entire 11 years, pretty much.
Yeah,
And I mean, some of the guys have came and went and to other places and stuff, but they've been around for the longest damn time. And I understand that, they're loyal to the company, but it's just like, it's like, I need to see
But so
different
is but
flavors.
so is Grizzly Redwood, but you don't ever see them doing that with him.
Well, he had a dark match against he defeated Darren Dean. I don't know who Darren Dean is. I don't know a Darren or Dean. I don't know him. But yeah. In the main event, we had Kevin Steen retain his Ring of Honor World Championship against Jay Lethal. And the post match, I didn't get to see this, so can you explain this? Because
That post match. Um, well, during the match, Jimmy Jacobs and Steve Corino came out and tried to beat up Jay Lethal and help Kevin Steen win. Nigel McGuinness came out, chased Steve to the back. Then all of a sudden, Jimmy's out there still screaming for Kevin to win, Kevin to win, Kevin to win. Kevin hits a brain buster on the top rope on Jay Lethal, and then he wants to go and shake Jay Lethal's hand. He don't get that far because Jimmy Jacobs decides to attack him. And then somebody else ran out there. I can't remember who. And then Jimmy Rave shows up. And I'm like, he's wearing a Scum shirt. So they really are building this thing up as a stable. Then another person comes out. Then I think Cliff Compton showed up. Then more people came out. I think BJ Whitmer and Adam Cole, Matt Hardy came out there in a dress shirt. He rips that off. Rhino shows up. Who else showed up to help Scum? Rhett Titus. He beat the bricks off of BJ Whitmer. Like he was having a Charlie Haas type moment.
he's
Then
outlaw.
yeah. Then who else? Then Steve Corino came out there and was talking junk, talking about how Scum is going to kill Ring of Honor, and the whole time they keep focusing on Kevin Steen, and Kevin Steen is just sitting there kind of confused. And in the meantime, like BJ Whitmer, Adam Cole, Caprice Coleman, Cedric Alexander, what's that other fool? Oh, Michael Elgin. They all came out there, all got beat down. Jay Lethal was still out there, and Jimmy Jacobs is using them ties that police use to restrain people, and is tying everybody up to the ring. Oh, the Briscoes got beat up too, and talking about how they're going to kill Ring of Honor and it's going to become Ring of Scum, and Scum is just beginning. And then Jimmy Jacobs stabs the Ring of Honor banner, and then they all rip it apart and just say Scum's ruling the world, and Kevin Steen's just sitting there looking like, what's going on? Y'all ain't cleared this with me. So there you have it. Scum is now Kevin Steen, your world champion. Jimmy Jacobs, the Zombie Princess, Steve Corino, Rhino, Rhett Titus, Matt Hardy, Jimmy Rave, and Cliff Compton. And out of
Hey,
everybody who showed up for this, I was only excited to see Cliff Compton.